Hey, it's Miss Lady T. What's up? Um, don't know, but I know it's been a few days, and I'm in a test right now, and sometimes it's hard between sometimes work getting a little bit too stressful and maybe home life. Um, prayer, prayer. Last time I was presented with this situation, I screamed at the TV, flicked it off, and I dared somebody to screw with me again. Excuse my French. And I went outside to walk my dog. This was last year. And I've never seen so many neighbors and people around my just got in their car and left. That's how I know I'm being watched. Um, I've been presented, I'm not going to go into it, but I've been presented with exact the same situation. You see how I would react. And this, it hits close to home because it's personal and it's got to do with sickness. And this happened last year, exactly the same thing. Only maybe not quite a year later, but just to see how it would react. Of course, there's some tears, just like last time there was some tears. Prayer. I prayed, and then what I can do. And I was pissed last night, or yesterday, but instead of handling it, flicking off the TV and yelling at the TV and telling people to quit screwing with me, I calmly said a prayer and returned to sender any spell work, voodoo, or bad magic, or bad energy. I called judgment, and then I was like, whatever I can't handle, I'm handing it over to the Lord, because there's some things that are just heavy. And maybe you think you can't take it, but you can. Confirmation. Sorry. Just know that some of these things that happen to you and they reoccur, and maybe you reacted to them the last time, drop down. And it was the name that dropped down too, and that was another part of my test that I need to pass. But this is why you heal your inner self. Last year, I know I wasn't completely healed. There were some situations I've encountered that I know I'd handled better, and this one just, it was, one of my animals was sick, or is sick. I'm not going to say was, because, well, they're getting better. Slowly, but surely, but the exact same thing happened last year. And this time, I'm praying every day for the healing. And I think we all need some sort of healing in some areas of life, I'm sure. But yesterday I tried to, do a lot of laundry. I got myself cleaned up. I did everything, and then I prayed. I prayed and I prayed. And my heart hurts still because, the situation's not totally resolved yet. But I know it will be. And this is where your faith comes in. And this is when I need, instead of backing off here, and a lot of times I do when I go through trials and stuff, I won't post for a couple days. I'll see things and hear things, but I got to be within myself for a few days. And apologize for that, because I'm supposed to be, it's supposed to be love and light, and you're supposed to show people, even when it's not the good times and everything's going great, that even in the bad times, you still pray and you still look up and know that you're being protected, and know that nothing's going to be put on you too heavy that you can't handle. So, anyway, Miss Lady T, like, share, subscribe. My other video I made, wrong date, but any day. Today is May 20th. I think last time it was like the 14th, because it was, I don't know. Anyway, I realized it was the wrong date. But anyway, Miss Lady T, like, share, subscribe, and trust and believe. Anything that comes up that's similar or even different, if you're not healed, go get healed. And I'm not ashamed to say that there's some situations, I got to go within, but this time last year, I was not as healed. And this, you know, it makes me sad, but all I can do is pray and do what I can to make it better. And then the rest, I'm handing it over, you know. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Miss Lacey. Have a great day. Bye.